Good morning. So nice to be a part of your day this morning on 3+U. As always, we hope that it's a great one for you this morning. It certainly is for us, because who's first in the hot seat with me this morning but Eray Tavukcu with Painter1, and he and I were sitting here talking, kind of plotting what we wanted to talk about with you today, because some people might argue, Eray, that paint is not necessarily that exciting of a topic, but customer service sure is.
Of course.
And you said to me that the truth be told, your product is your service.
It is. And, you know, we always offer great communication, great skills, and a great final product.
Right.
However, you never can see all those three in place until you hire us.
Right.
What makes us different? If we cannot do it, we are going to tell you we cannot do it. You may not like hearing that, but the fact that if you hear people say, we can do this, we can do that, that should be a red flag for you.
You know, the thing I so enjoy in our conversations, I learn something from you every time we talk. And to be honest, I don't have a painting need at my house right now. So I'm not sitting here taking notes because I want to know what to do in my hall bath or anything. But I learned something from you. And so when the time comes that I do have a painting need, I'll remember it.
Right.
And one of the things that I'm always learn is that at Painter1, you say that there's not that much that differentiates you besides the customer service component, but that's really not true, because your staff can provide that customer service because you send the right person for the specific job.
Of course. And the thing is that doesn't mean that just because you don't need painting right now, you will never need.
Correct.
The fact that I'm getting a lot of calls, hey, I have this project, can you help me? Sometimes you really don't need us. Sometimes you may need someone else to do what you're looking for. And I give a lot of guidance to a lot of clients like that. And what happens in the end, they are needing a painting project. Not that time, but 3 months down the road or 6 months down the road.
Right.
And we are there for them, because I don't tell them we are going to do everything for them, because we cannot. Because the one thing that I would rather not to do anything, disappoint people.
Right, right. So let's talk a little bit though about what you are seeing in the season right now, because it's terribly hot out there, Eray.
It is.
Does that affect the projects you can tackle right now, the heat?
Well, unfortunately, whenever it rains, it does. Whenever it's too hot, it does. So there are certain projects like staining the decks, okay? We cannot really put stain on certain decks whenever the weather is too hot. There are certain products that we can use, but certain products, it has to be at a certain degree. And it's not going to be applied accordingly. Otherwise, it's going to be a very inefficient project in 6 months.
But to that point, is this then the time for people to be planning and getting on your roster? Because I would think that fall is an ideal time to do things like that.
100%, especially the weather has been very different last few weeks. If you're planning some exterior projects, September, October are the best months, because they are not so hot, they are not so cool, and it is right before the holiday seasons. If you're trying to give some curb appeal to your house before the holidays, that's the best time.
Interestingly, we're talking about homes, which you do a lot of, but you do an awful lot of commercial work too, a lot of churches specifically.
We do, and it is. I have huge pride in that, because whenever you actually make a church inside, especially visibly changed, and you see the people actually love going there more. Everybody goes to church and they love it, but whenever you go to your home on Sundays and you see the difference visibly, that's my pride in that.
Yeah. So when you're working with people, whether it's on the commercial side or the residential side, do you also consult with them to help them know? Because sometimes choosing the paint color is trickier than it might seem.
Of course, and especially, doesn't matter residential or commercial, okay? The picking the color, right color, is the most challenging for most clients, because what you see on computer or on paper may not be exact same on the walls. And it's not just the color, sometimes products too.
Right.
When people hear some products, hey, can I use this? It might not be the right application for what they are looking for.
Or if you do want that kind of monochromatic look on the main level of your house, Is it true that you might need to still tweak the paint
Yes.
color room to room because as the sunlight conditions shift?
Yes,
the paint
yes,
needs to shift?
and also you have to understand every house or every commercial property has some different rooms.
Mm-hmm.
You may want to separate those rooms, and the best way to do it, you can use different colors. If you don't want to separate them completely, you can use similar colors in the same family,
Right.
so you don't feel like you're going one house to another. So you can feel like, okay, you're in the same house but different room.
So, not to put you on the spot, but when you said earlier that sometimes people will ask something of you and you have to say, I'm simply not your guy. That's just not something that we do.
Right.
Do they typically appreciate that? And if it's not something you do, will you help them find somebody who might?
If I have the resources, I guide them.
Uh-huh.
But if I don't have the resources, I tell them how to look for
Right.
and where to go to look for. And yeah, they do appreciate it because I'm not there to get them, I'm there to help them.
Right.
And they understand that because, for example, if they're asking me, hey, I have a flooring project, can you do it? No, we cannot because I don't have the resources, I don't have the power to do that, and I don't have the expertise for that.
Okay, so here's how you'll get in touch with him if you want an honest answer. Don't you love it when you get an honest answer? 471-8684, painter1.com/Chattanooga. His name is Eray Tavukcu, otherwise known as that really nice guy.
Thank
you.
Thank you.